And greetings from the nation's capital. First Liberty is live in Washington, D.C. all this week. I'm Stuart Shepard, along with First Liberty Institute's president and CEO, Kelly Shackelford, and also chief counsel, I should add that in.
Whatever.
You just got to be inside that building behind us. Tell us what just happened.
The president just held a press conference, and it was on judges, and really fairly amazing because I thought it would be a press conference. I didn't know the vice president was going to be there. The Attorney General was going to be there, Kellyanne Conway, Leader McConnell from the Senate,
Wow.
Every Senate member of the Judiciary Committee. I mean, it was a pretty a momentous occasion, really talking about all the judges that have gotten through, the quality of the judges, how unique what was going on, and it's obviously one of the signature, accomplishments of his presidency so far, and I think there hasn't been much highlighting of it.
It's really been true with the two chambers of Congress divided, with the House and Democrat leadership hands and the Senate and Republican leadership hands. About the only thing the Senate has to do right now, roughly, is send judges through.
That's right, because normally you need, both the House and the Senate. You need the president to sign something, but with judges, it's advice and consent of the Senate, period. And so as of this week, there will be close to about 160 judges confirmed for life, which is an incredible number, really is. And there's another 100 or so in process. So the plan, once they get to the end of this, is to really, the president will have replaced about 30% of the federal judiciary, which is a huge percentage when you consider these are lifetime appointments. So over a lifetime, that's a large chunk of the courts. Already, 25% of all the federal Court of Appeals judges were appointed by this administration. And that's where most cases end. It's only 70 cases a year that get to the Supreme Court. So all the others end at the Court of Appeals, and already we have a replacement of 25% of all the Courts of Appeals judges. So circuits are flipping from Democrat to Republican control. Of course, everybody knows about the Supreme Court, but this makes a huge difference on how the Constitution is interpreted, the approach that these judges take. So
let's talk about that a bit. First Liberty, of course, is exclusively focused on religious freedom. How do the numbers you just gave us impact that specific area? What might we see happen?
Well, we don't even have to theorize, right? I mean, we've already had the Bladenberg Cross decision, this memorial that's been up for 100 years that was going to be torn down until it got to the Supreme Court. And the deciding votes were Kavanaugh and Gorsuch on saying we don't tear down memorials because they have religious symbols, and the court in a majority upheld that Veterans Memorial and really changed a lot of the approach that had been used to sort of attack religious freedom over 50 years, really.
Yeah.
And so we're already seeing that change, but we're seeing it below as well. These are judges who think their job is to actually determine the original meaning of the text. So they actually are now going to the Constitution and saying, what does the Constitution say? Not what do I want it to mean, what do I think somebody said in the past, and that's taking us back to those founding principles of religious freedom that our country was built on.
Why the meeting today? Did you get a sense of why they decided today we're going to have a big meeting?
I don't know. I really think it's because I know when I speak all over the country about religious freedom and what's going on, when I mention the judges, the energy goes up in the room.
Yeah.
Because people are not hearing what's happening, and they're so encouraged when they hear that what has just happened, the highest quality judges I've ever seen appointed with the right judicial philosophy and the highest number. I mean, it's in all ways, he made a promise as president, and he said, I'm going to pick these originalist judges, constitutionalist judges who have this proper judicial philosophy, and whether you like him or not, he did what he said he's going to do, and he's not finished yet, and McConnell is a part of that. So this is very different. You don't have people run for president and say, this is what I'm going to do on judges, and here's my list of Supreme Court nominees.
But he did.
He did, and now he's following through. He's just trying to let people know, I think, here's what's happening.
Yeah, but what can we do? Is there any way that the rest of us can speak into this process?
Absolutely. Every one of these judges gets confirmed by the Senate. I don't care where you're sitting in some state, you have 2 senators. And they have to vote to confirm or not confirm all these judges. So you can call it, we highlight a lot of these. Like Lawrence Van Dyke was just attacked recently because of his faith.
Unfairly.
Very unfairly. And he's a guy who had actually done cases with us. A brilliant lawyer, right? Well, you can call your senator and say, you need to support this. And these types of attacks on people because of their faith are totally inappropriate. We want good judges who are people of faith. And so they can be involved. The other thing I'd say, just take the information on our website. We have a deal on judicial nominees. We keep people up to date. I bet your friends don't know about any of this stuff. You can be the educated one, fill them in, encourage them that the future of the courts is changing before our eyes in a very positive way for our children and our grandchildren.
Anything else you want to share before we let you go?
No, just a lot of bad news. I think this is very good news. Anybody who cares about the courts, the rule of law, having judges who really want to take us back to our founding principles and the Constitution and our statutes, that's what's happening.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us here. Kelly, thank you for making some time for us. We're going to be live off and on all week long here in D.C. as we have our fellowship event and all these other things that just happen to be going on at the same time. We'll keep you updated as we go
The president, I'm glad he decided to work with our schedule.
Well, yeah, he said, oh, they're going to be in town this week? Let's bring them over. Hey, thanks for being part of this. We really appreciate you.